Cheek, who is the current division president.
Here he comes. Welcome, welcome. Slide on in there.
Welcome. Hi, Marley. Hi, Jim. Thanks for coming in here.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Slide those headphones on. And you actually have control of your own volume. If I am too loud, that first switch on your controls there will turn me down. So welcome. Thank you for joining us. And I already feel like I know you guys have some exciting news to share with us. And you're on camera now, so the cat may be out of the bag a little bit because we see your shirt there. And this may solve the mystery of my room key as well. There was something going on with my room key I wasn't sure about. So why don't you guys start right away and share the news with us and the world.
Well,
and get right on that mic. I apologize. Pull that right up close.
We're really excited to introduce Intelas to the rest of the world today. Today was our launch of our new brand. We're very excited about it. It's been a long time coming. We're really proud of the history we have with Compass One Healthcare. As you know, we've been part of Crothall for many, many years. We have been part of Crothall for more than 20 years.
Right.
But we started as this little Northeast biomed company and now have grown to this $500 million thing that's much bigger than we started out in terms of, the world hears the name Crothall, they think EVS. I mean, it is the number one brand when it comes to EVS. So we felt like it was a great time to have our own brand, to be able to share with everyone our brand, the evolution of our company over the last 10 years, the things that we've done with technology, really creating these data-driven asset management processes. And we're really proud of that. So
it's fantastic.
We now have a name to go with all the good things that we've been doing.
And congratulations.
Yes.
Having been through this, I know what a huge undertaking it is, and it feels so good to get to that moment where you could go public.
Yes.
Yes.
And the cat's out of the bag.
And we're so excited that you decided to announce this here at AAMI Exchange. You guys have some lattes in your booth, right? That you guys...
We do.
That's super exciting.
We knew there was no better place to do this, really. I mean, when you have the eyes of the whole industry on an event like this, we thought, absolutely, that's a no-brainer.
Well, we're honored.
Yeah, we absolutely are. And did you get questions about the room keys? Because
no
obviously,
one said anything.
you guys, thank you very much for sponsoring the room keys. And they all said Intelas, the new brand. But
yeah.
I was sort of waiting, and we knew we had to be quiet. So I didn't know
I
how
felt
much
like circle
pressure
of trust.
you came under.
Not really.
Exactly.
I feel that, it was really hard holding this back, but it's so exciting to finally be able to talk about it publicly.
I've been amazed. Even internally, we held the secret. We only told our own folks on the 2nd of June.
Oh, wow. So that's,
So we've been holding this for months.
That's fantastic.
We chose the name back in January.
That's fantastic.
And worked through all the other things, and we were dedicated to not letting it out.
Right.
And I'm really proud that we didn't let it out.
No,
that is
the cone
pretty
of
good.
silence. That was what we were
It was
calling
so
it.
good. And Amy was not going to be the reason why it got out.
No.
One thing we talked about it when we filmed our product spotlight was the root word of Intelas. I thought it was super cool when you guys said why you chose that. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So the name Intelas, it's a combination of the word intelligence as well as the word tellus, which is Latin for complicated web. So we wanted to weave those two things together to, obviously put in that intelligence factor, but then the complicated web is really kind of what the modern healthcare system has turned into today. It's not just, that on-premise acute care kind of model where it's everywhere. And we knew that, weaving those two things together to create this name Intelas, it just it makes you feel something. And, we're excited that everybody knows about it now.
Super cool.
So is that a brand is both a promise to a customer now, but it's also about looking over the horizon and part of your sort of vision for the future. So say a little bit about that. Now that you've made this pivot in terms of branding, what do the next 5 years look like for the company?
Well, a lot of growth, and we'll continue to build out all the pieces of this intelligence because our customers really demand data-driven decision-making.
Yep.
So I'd like to actually take a second to tell you what isn't going to change. Ownership doesn't change. We're still owned by an entity of Compass One and the Compass Group. So
Okay.
that didn't change. Our people didn't change. Our leadership structure, the tools that we use, none of that changed. So we're really taking this as an opportunity to reflect on how far we've come, but really focus on the future.
Gotcha. And that continuity is important. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you were talking about the complexity of the environment. So say a little bit about that. So with some of your high growth, to the point about growth over the next 5 years, some of the high growth areas, some of the kinds of problems that you're solving for customers and that complicated web that has been weaved in healthcare.
Sure. So I think to start, like what's not complicated is that we're continuing to focus on patient care because that is what we do. We contribute to that every day. So again, that part is not changing. But just the complexity of the environment, there's more focus on cybersecurity. There's more focus on data. Our customers can expect, more enhanced services around those things. Technology, my goodness, is such a big thing for us right now. And just what our technology team is coming up with on a daily basis is just so impressive. So I'm excited for our clients to see those new things as they unfold and how those innovations, affect how we run our business. And we're just going to get even more dialed in, I think, as time goes on.
Fantastic. Well, and what is the scope of the company? So some folks may have thought they knew the prior company name, and now you have a new name, and so you can sort of make sure people really understand scope of services, size of the company. What are some statistics you could market, served? What can you share a little bit about that?
Of Compass or Intelas?
Of Intelas, yeah.
Of Intelas.
Yeah.
So we're roughly 500 million. I've been here 10 years. We were about 140, so we've had
It's a nice curve.
That's really nice.
substantial growth in the last 9 years.
And that means you had happy customers.
It does. I mean, retention is the best thing that you can do for your
Absolutely,
customers, is
yeah.
do everything you can to retain them, certainly.
And your growth out there has been phenomenal. Like even just seeing like the new accounts you've been taking on over the years, like working in the industry myself. I mean, now Intelas, but Crothel's always been such a big name, especially up in New England where I worked most of my career.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, Marley talked a little bit about cybersecurity, but our capital planning tool, we've always had one, but we've never had one embedded into our CMMS system. We've never had one that updated the information twice a day.
Oh, wow.
We've never had one that didn't have to be requisitioned from the back office. Our UDs can actually do that work for our clients
In real
on
time.
the spot.
And that's amazing. Like evidence-based decision making and strategic capital planning, like looking at the life cycle of those devices and being able to predict when it's time. I mean, that saves hospitals so much money too, because they know what to anticipate. There's no surprises. And I think it really is showing how this industry is changing. And I think you're really ahead of the curve there.
Yes,
really-
we're very proud.
It's really neat to see how the capital planning teams in the hospitals are starting to now look at our capital planning department as a real partner going
Yeah.
forward. I mean, some of our larger clients in the Northeast have really realized, wow, we should capitalize on this. That comes with our program standard. Like we provide this service to all of our clients. It's not something that they pay an extra dollar for. It's something that we do because we recognize how important it is for the growth of healthcare just in general.
I think a couple of new areas you'll see is what we call equip tracks, which are RTLS-based location services, Equip Ready, which is equipment distribution. I mean, we do those things today, but having new technologies to help us execute on those things is pretty exciting.
That's fantastic. Well, I know I've come from outside the industry and have been at AAMI for about 6.5 years now, but I know you're under your prior company name, you guys have been so active with AAMI, so active in this event in AAMI Exchange, and we want to say thank you for that.
Yes.
And thank you for being here again this year and supporting the community. And we're just looking forward to many more years of supporting you now that you are Intelas.
Yes, and I also just wanted to mention too that Crothel or Intelas now is a huge participates in our BMed apprenticeship program, and you have 4 apprentices that'll be walking in our graduation on Monday,
do.
and 6 that graduated total. We have their diplomas for them as well, but thank you for your support and taking time to develop the next generation, because I think as you're growing your business and all these comprehensive services you're offering, what a better place to learn for as an apprentice, right? I mean, think of everything they're learning. So Thank you.
Yeah,
you,
absolutely. And
guys.
anything we didn't think to ask or that you'd like to add in the minute or so we have left?
Oh, no, that was pretty good.
We
Yeah,
covered it, huh?
I think you
Yeah.
guys hit it all,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank you
Well,
for
we-
having us today.
Yeah, we do appreciate the partnership.
Yeah, it's been a good one. Yeah, and I will definitely swing by the booth. I want to see all the. I love it when there's a new branding because you learn from, well, what did they do? What did they not do? And it's really interesting. One moment, an announcement here, and
They're going to play that military medley.
that was what I was talking about with Pamela.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
perfect pause.
That's it.
And if you want to learn more about Intelas, we'll be releasing a product spotlight immediately after exchange for their company spotlight. So definitely be on the lookout for that as well in our emails.
Yes, and our website went live today
Yes.
at tellushealth.com.
Tellushealth.com.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Well, thank
All
you
right.
guys for being
Well, you're going to
here.
get to
Thank
leave under
you.
the banner of very patriotic music
Yes,
that they're about to play.
perfect.
We're saluting all of our
Fantastic.
service members and veterans, so that
Yes.
the band is going to come back and play a medley for them. So you can't have more dramatic exit music.
Yes.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being here. We really appreciate it. We'll talk again soon. All right.